Joe Biden has released his plan for immigration reform. And as you can expect, as someone who is centering himself as a moderate Democrat, he is not going as far as, let's say, Bernie Sanders when it comes to reforming immigration. So what does his plan include? According to the New York Times, Biden would roll back Trump administration immigration policies, including its practice of forcing migrant families to wait in dangerous areas of Mexico for the duration of their immigration cases and limiting the number of asylum seekers who can apply for protection at entry points along the border. Now, this isn't a bad thing. This is just the bare minimum. Rolling back what Trump has done is not really something to applaud. It's just something that should be expected. What else would Biden do? Well, Biden would also reinstate the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, which Trump has moved to end. So far, he would reverse everything that Trump has done related to immigration. He also vows to end a slew of Trump's toughest anti-immigrant policies, the public charge rule, making it more difficult for low-income immigrants to enter and settle in the United States. By the way, a federal judge has recently blocked that public charge rule by Trump. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure the Trump administration will appeal that ruling. Biden's travel ban on, Biden would also reverse Trump's travel ban on individuals from 7 countries he deems to be a national security threat, and restrictions on asylum, including the migrant protection protocols under which Trump has sent tens of thousands of migrants back to Mexico to wait for their court hearings in the United States. So again, so far he would just reverse what Trump has done, which is the bare minimum. But he would also, to his credit, increase the number of refugees that the United States would be willing to take in. Biden would set the annual cap on refugees admitted to the United States at 125,000, far more the limit of the 18,000 by the Trump administration. But let's also keep in mind that there have been other candidates who have offered more refugees into the country. So he's not as progressive as, let's say, Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders when it comes to the refugee program, but at least he would increase the number to 125,000. His plan also calls for doubling the number of immigration judges, which is incredibly important, court staff members and interpreters in an effort to address the immigration court backlog. He would also end the use of for-profit detention centers.
So look, there's a lot of things in this plan that are very positive. I really like doubling the immigration judges and other parts of the process because we have a backlog, it's true. Well, the way to work through that backlog is not to ignore the law, but to actually put judges in there to speed up the process. So I like that he's being thoughtful about that. The ending of using for-profit detention centers, wonderful, exactly right. So if he'd come out with this plan first, I would say, hey, kudos, because Biden recognizes they made some mistakes in the Obama administration, and when it's going to be his administration, he's going to do it differently. But here comes the giant but. So as all the news articles explain, he's about to go into campaign in Nevada, California, and other states that have heavy Latino populations.
Right, yeah.
So Joe come lately realizes, oh right, I knew I was forgetting something. I was appealing to white voters and even African American voters in South Carolina, but Latinos, damn it, I guess I gotta come up with a plan for Latinos. Now, in one of the debates, he defended Obama's deportation record very aggressively. Now he's turning around saying, oh, mea culpa. Did Obama deport 3 million people? I didn't know that. So it comes across as significantly disingenuous.
It comes across as disingenuous, not only for the reasons that you outlined, but there was a video featuring Biden responding to an immigration activist that went viral. And I just want to remind you of what that looked like. Take a look.
Over those 8 years, there were 3 million people that were deported and separated from their families. Yeah. We had this classification of families.
Well, you should vote for Trump.
Families
you should vote for Trump.
And I'm not gonna do that. But I wanna make sure that immigrant families and people like Sylvia are not afraid. And you have the power as a candidate to actually commit to stop all deportations from day one through executive action, and we wanna hear you say that.
I will not stop all deportations if you commit a crime that's a felony.
So in that video, he just famously said, vote for Trump, vote for Trump. Like if you're not happy with it, vote for Trump, which is incredibly dismissive when this activist, Carlos Rojas, has a legitimate concern about what's happening to migrants right now.
That just happened. That happened, what, about 10 days ago or so? So in 10 days, you went from when he challenged Obama-Biden's record of deporting 3 million people, you went, I don't care, vote for Trump, and you turned your back on him, right? Now, you all of a sudden found Jesus, or maybe Jesus, on your way to Nevada and California, and you were like, oh my God, oh, did I say vote for Trump? No, I meant, I love immigrants. Oh yeah, I totally, and he talks about how they made a terrible mistake under Obama. You realized in the last week that you made a terrible mistake under Obama deporting all those folks? Come on, that nobody believes that. I mean, it's so brazen. This is old school politics, and this is what Joe Biden does all the time. Like he just thinks that time got frozen in the 1970s. In the 1970s, there was no YouTube. There was, every event was not taped. Like when you found a tape of somebody's event, you'd be like, oh my God, listen to what Joe Biden said. I found tape of it. Everything is taped, Joe. We saw you say it just like a week ago. And now you turn around and go, oh my God, I am so concerned about what we did under the Obama administration. I'm changing my whole policy.
Yeah, but in the
so
past,
transparent.
In the past, this is a direct quote about his time with the Obama administration. He said, quote, I stand with Barack Obama all 8 years, good, bad, and indifferent.
But he also, not only in the debates, but in the video that you saw, specifically on this issue, said we didn't do anything wrong. Turns around about a week later and goes, I can't believe what we did. It's my bad. He said, when they said, would you do anything differently? He said, a lot. And he said the deportations caused, quote, incredible pain. So what happened? I mean, reporters, you gotta ask him, what happened in the last week? Did you meet a Latino for the first time in your life? Did you meet an immigrant for the first time in your life? What made you change your mind 180 degrees other than going to campaign in Latino heavy states?
Maybe it's because his Latina staffer decided to quit because of his rhetoric on immigration.
100%, and look, you see him changing on this issue. You see Buttigieg changing on fundraisers, et cetera. Do you see Bernie changing on a single issue? No, because he's been right for the last 40 years, and he's saying the same thing he said in the 1970s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, et cetera. Meanwhile, politicians being politicians gonna politic, right?
Right.
So they're like, oh yeah, oh my God, man, oh, did you know what was going on under the Obama-Biden administration? Yeah, the one you brag about, the one that you were part of. But last thing, guys, overall, this is really good news. Why? Because look at how progressives are able to push the entire political spectrum to, I'm gonna say to the left because it is further left, but really towards the middle of the country. Because the polling indicates our positions are incredibly popular on all the issues, and including this one, intensely popular. And we're pushing the Democratic Party begrudgingly against their, their true interests into being actually more decent, more humane, and going to the right place. So Biden's still leading in the national polls. So you can't dismiss that. If Biden becomes president, that political progressive pressure made him come up with a policy that is honestly way better than the one he had just a week ago. So in a sense, mission accomplished. But okay, sorry, super last thing. When he said vote for Trump, well, we're not in the general election, Joe. That's the tactic all corporate Democrats using. Hey, look, hey, you gotta vote for me. You don't have a choice because the other guy's even worse. Okay, that's true, but we're not there yet. We're in a primary. So why don't you pick the best Democrat who's been right all along, and then you might have someone who actually wins the election and does the things that you're looking for and means it.
Bernie 2020.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.